we have to remember that those of us that have good mental spaces are lucky.
The point is not whether or not his album was good or not. The point is that he decided I am not mentally right to drop music. Therefore, I need to take a step back. It's very courageous. I don't have to like his music to respect that move.
So I brought this topic up. I wanted to talk about it because right now in the news, Simone Biles, you know, the goat gymnast that they call her, right now she's going through a little mental health battle where, well, that's what they called it. She actually said that she has something called the twisties, where her mind and her body are not in sync with one another. So it kind of scares you, you know, as a gymnast when you're flipping in the air and you're not confident in your landing. That's what she said. Um, so it had me thinking, with all the pressure, it's been a back and forth, right? It's been a back and forth. Some people are like, you know, I feel very proud of you that you came out and said that you couldn't do this. And then there is some people that are saying, you know, we're raising a generation of quitters where you know, we can't have people coming to the Olympics and just quitting on us. Like, is that's not acceptable? There's been like two sides of the fence. And it made me think about, like, you know, mental health as a whole, especially in the music industry, the hip-hop industry. There are several different ways that you can talk about this, so I'm gonna let you start it off and just kind of see what angle you want to go from a mental health standpoint in hip-hop.
Man, yeah, like you said, man, there's so many different conversations, so many different, you know, angles, really conversations that I would say are just starting to be had. I think we're just starting to crack the surface publicly of the impact of mental health, and like how like that can be very detrimental to your productivity, to your well-being, you know, your entire life, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anyone is exempt from dealing with emotional issues that can impact your life. We all need to acknowledge that. And so with that being said, that's, you know, it's crazy to me how, you know, people can, you know, they can lament somebody like a Simone Biles, or even let's go a different route, a different sport. Um, the tennis player, man, what's her name, man? The one that's dating Corday.
Naomi Osaka.
There you go. Thank you. Naomi Osaka, same thing, right? She's regarded as the best player in women's tennis. She knocked off Serena Williams, I believe, a few times, if I'm not mistaken. Like, she is she's the one right now. And she had the courage. I'll say courage. I use that word very intentionally. She had the courage to come out and say, listen, man, I know I'm the best, but my mind is not at its best right now. And therefore, I don't want to play. And you see what the world does, man. I think the world is very insensitive. They're like, how could you not entertain us? Everything is about me, me, me. But what about her? She's the one going out there and has to deal with everything, right? And so if her mind is not right, how the hell can she go out there and perform at her best? It's very courageous. I'll be honest with you. We need to start calling it what it is. It's a courageous move. It's not some sucker move. It's not you being weak. It's not you being, whatever the hell you want to call it. That's not good. It's none of that. It's, yo, I'm self-care. I'm looking out for myself. You do the same, because you probably should. Right. And so with that being said, we've seen artists in the music industry deal with that type of shit all the time, especially more recently. I know you more so than me have problems with Logic. Logic, quote unquote, retired, I believe, last year, right? He had a whole Twitch stream where he said, yo, I want to thank Kendrick Lamar. I want to thank J. Cole. I want to thank Drake. Like, they were in my life so much. And
he did.
I just want to thank them all because they changed my life. He did all of that, right? As a farewell speech to say, yo, listen, I'm done with this. But really, if you paid attention, The reason why he said he wanted to quit was because he said, "Yo, the people who were naysayers were starting to get to him." He said, "Yo, my mental health is starting to be affected by the comments and the environment that has like infiltrated my creativity is no longer like a healthy one. I'm going to take some time to raise my son. I'm going to take some time to do what I need to do and go pivot." He did that for as long as he probably could, I suppose. Then he comes back and drops a whole fucking new album, Bobby Tarantino 3, which I haven't heard. I'm hearing good reviews though. I'm hearing people like it. I'll be the judge though when I hear it. The point is not whether or not his album was good or not. The point is that he decided I am not mentally right to drop music. Therefore, I need to take a step back. I don't have to like his music to respect that move. I don't. I think that we actually need to give people a little bit more grace than we've been accustomed to, man. Like we don't know how it's like to live in their shoes. We don't know how it's like to be on that side of the fence. We say, oh, what we say all day, every day, what we would do if we were that person. But until you're that person, you actually don't know what the hell you're talking about. People be like, "Yo, why is Nicki Minaj so sensitive? Well, why is she always go? Why is Cardi B always going at a fan's neck? Why, man? She's Cardi B. She got all the money. She got this. She got that. Okay, cool. But you're not her, so you don't actually know how that feels until you're that person. And so I just think overall we need to give people a little bit more grace. But let's be. You would be an. I believe you would be completely insensitive and just inconsiderate if you don't acknowledge the mental health aspect that a musician or just a creative or just your everyday person has to go through in order to do the shit that they love and what they do for a living. We just need to start acknowledging this as people, man. Like it affects us in more ways than I think we are willing to admit sometimes. And that's really what I have to say, man. Like we can go back and forth on this, but at the end of the day, stop judging people, bro. Like because it's unnecessary. If you were in their shoes, you may be going through the same shit. You just would.
Nah, I just when you said
Yeah, what's
stop
up?
judging people, it just kind of sounded like you're like stop judging people. It kind of sounded like when I don't know if you remember Teen Summit and like it was a show on BT and they let the kids talk like drugs ain't cool, man. Drugs ain't cool, bro. Like
Yo,
stop doing drugs,
that's
bro.
my PSA, man. You see
You know
how I
what
got
I'm saying?
bro
That's my
PSA on
PSA,
these
man.
on
You
these
know what I'm saying?
motherfuckers?
Like weed ain't good, bro. But anyway, I agree. I
Go
100%
ahead.
agree. It just made me laugh.
I
But
feel you.
first and foremost, I want to say two things before I get to the music aspect. Anybody who has something to say about Naomi Osaka or um particularly Simone Biles, it doesn't matter what you think. Those are two of the nicest people you would ever meet in your world. Like in this world, or not even meet, just see. Like Naomi Osaka is sweet, super sweet person, super nice, super respectful. She gives back. She represents both Japan and America the best way any single person can represent their countries. You shouldn't have nothing to say about that person. Simone Biles, somebody that she's been great in interviews. She's been somebody that represents America, an America that's been fractured for so many months now in a way that I think is so respectful and proud. So it doesn't matter. Even if she has her slip ups, you got to let that slide because these are good people. And then number two, what I want to also say is that we have to remember that those of us that have good mental spaces are lucky. A good mental space is not given to you. That is not something that is guaranteed. So those of us that can sit here and say, "Oh, I would have never done what Simone Biles did. I would have never done what Naomi Osaka did." You should be thankful. You should be thanking God right now that you have that type of mental space because not a lot of people have that. We need to start acting like a good mental space is a luxury. It's not something that's guaranteed or something that you're supposed to have.